Hey there, Tread Elves here, Momentum Cycling, talking about recovery weeks. So I've done another video on the importance of rest days, and a recovery week it just takes that further. So in a typical training plan, if it's a 4-week training block, it's going to be a 3-week build and then 1-week recovery. My approach to the recovery week is it's not like a full rest week. Rest weeks are necessary, like, after big race cycles and in off season where you're getting time like fully off the bike or very little training. It's also not like a taper week where you're tapering into a big event where you're really balancing out, kind of leg openers and recovery and that kind of thing. A recovery week is just basically we're doing the same style of workouts we have been through the first 3 weeks of the build, but that fourth week we just take things back, sometimes quite a bit. So taking down the intensity, taking down the volume, so your overall training load goes down. And the reason we're doing that is to allow for your body it's called supercompensation. So basically what you're doing is you're allowing your body that time to rest and recover and adapt to the overload that's been put onto it through the training itself. So you don't get fitter through the specific training actually just fatigues you and kind of digs you into a hole. So it's when you give your body that time to rest and recover, the cells to regenerate, building up more vascularization, more mitochondria. That's where your body is really adapting and getting fitter. So it's giving that balance. So we want to kind of overload the body, fatigue it, but then if you don't give yourself time to rest and recover, you're not going to be able to really adapt physiologically to the training overload. And so with my recovery weeks, it depends on which block you're in, the intensity and that kind of thing, on how much real recovery there is. If we're doing, say, like zone 2 base focused work, the fourth week, the recovery week, is not that much different from the previous week. We're just taking the load down a little bit, giving yourself maybe an extra rest day, some extra time to recover. But you typically haven't dug too deep of a hole, so you don't have to back things off that much. If you're into more of a high intensity build cycle, then the fourth week is going to be noticeably easier than the third week. Third week is typically going to be the hardest and give you a lot of fatigue, and so your body is craving that recovery week where we back things off. You're still doing some of the intensity, same kind of level, but not the same quantity of intervals at that intensity. Also extra rest days and just backing it off the volume. So it's really important that you don't skip these weeks, that you value that and you give yourself that time to recover, because if you don't, you're just going to start overreaching and have the risk of overtraining and digging yourself into a big hole. So give yourself the recovery weeks so that you can be fresh going into the next training block. Okay, take care.